What is happening, everybody? We back with another reaction video, and I will be reacting to Mega Man Battle Royale Death Battle. I completely forgot they was doing this until I just happened to see it come up on my not my recommended, but my subscription show where it shows all your subscription when they post anything new, and I just happened to see it pop up, and I'm like, oh shit, forgot they was doing that. Anyway, it's 30 minutes long, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Alright, here we go. Rooster Teeth. I would love to work Rooster Teeth so
Mega
bad.
Man may be an icon by himself, but others have carried on his legacy, creating real immortality.
Immortality? Not on this show. Time to find out which Mega Man is the most mega of the men.
While there are many versions of the character to
That's
choose
an
from,
understatement.
not that one, this battle will feature the 5 most prominent. The classic era Mega Man.
Mega Man X.
Volnut from the Legend
Oh yeah.
series.
Battle Network's Megaman.exe.
And the Alien Star Force Mega Man.
He's Wiz and I'm
I remember that
Boomstick.
video
And
game,
it's our
Mega
job
Man
to analyze their
Legends.
weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Took me like a year to understand how to
In the
play
year
that game.
20XX, the brilliant Dr. Light would change history forever.
That the
Developing
controls
machines with AI so
ridiculous.
advanced it mimicked actual
My small
life.
child
His
brain
goal
just didn't
was a
understand.
world where robots and humankind could live together in trust and harmony.
I want all you watching to remember that, because right off the bat, Light's partner Dr. Wily reprogrammed the bots and tried to take over
Of
the
course
world.
he did.
Just the first in a
'Cause
lifetime
he's
of sick
human.
moves.
To combat this threat,
Super-
Light upgraded one of his
super-
prototypes,
like that.
Rock, into the original, the
Super
classic
fighting robot.
Mega
Dee
Man.
dee dee doo. Mega Man.
Classic, huh? What's next? Diet Mega Man? Cherry Vanilla Mega Man? Mega Man Zero?
230
One of those,
pounds?
technically, yes, but
Species
that's much later.
robot.
Mega Man is
That's a
armored with
species
ultra-strong
in that world?
ceratanium and comes equipped with the Mega Buster,
Ceramic
a literal hand
titanium
cannon for each
alloy.
arm.
While its normal lemon energy bloops aren't too deadly, he can charge them up to tear through Robot Master ass like nothing.
Do you hear that charging?
Meant to do
Fucking
that
moron.
there. Was fly. And I got him.
He almost
Mega
killed
Man's
you.
most notable tool is his variable weapon system, which allows him to copy the data of fallen enemies to gain their weapons as his own.
So now he can cut you down with the metal blade, light you up with the napalm bomb, and burn you alive with atomic fire, which
Burn
is
you alive.
twice as hot as the surface of the sun. He's
Yeah,
basically
because
got a
once you
tool
just
for
do
every
that
occasion.
inside the Earth's
Sure,
atmosphere
he
and
can
kill
shield
everyone.
himself with the skull barrier, reflect projectiles with the mirror buster, bypass armor with the centaur flash, stop time with the time stopper, and create localized
That's a
secret
good
areas
name,
with
Time
the black
Stopper.
hole bomb.
That's what it
In case
does.
this little blue buddy needs a boost, he can activate his double gear system, which is basically robo-roids. They jack up his power, his speed, or both at the same time.
And with his robotic canine companion Rush, Mega Man can access his super adapter form, which grants him flight, a boost in power, and rocket-propelled punches.
Mega Man is strong enough to lift a 60,000-ton tower. He's tough enough to survive the gravity of Jupiter, the heat of the sun, and absolute zero. Plus, he's
What?
fast enough to keep up with Quickman, who can dodge lightning and can get close to the speed of light.
Mega Man has battled over 100 Robot Masters and other robotic foes, including Sunstar, who was powerful enough to self-destruct and destroy the Wily Star, basically a small Death Star. With its size in mind, this would need energy equivalent to over 7 trillion megatons of TNT.
Too bad all that power runs on limited ammo, though.
Mega Man would carry the banner of peace across the world, fighting Wily's tyranny and spreading Dr. Light's dream of human-robot coexistence. And everyone lived happily
Yeah,
ever
right.
after. Until they didn't.
It's a fucking video game.
The greatest creation of my career, and I will call him Mega Man.
Mega Man.
That's mega lame.
Light.
Good night, everybody.
Flash forward 100 years when the archaeologist Dr. Kane happened upon a sleeping blue android hidden deep within a ruined laboratory. Unlike the previous model, this android possessed free will indistinguishable from a human's. This wasn't Mega Man. This was Mega Man X.
This guy was built by the late Dr. Light
200
to be
years
better than the original
he's
Mega Man model
lighter,
in every
that's
way.
for sure.
Aware of the danger that such a powerful android could be, Light locked him away in
Eventually
a
became
capsule
a
that ran
cyber
tests on his
elf
morality
in
for
a
30 years.
Biometal?
And what better way to match decades of good boy training than waking up to worldwide war?
Dr. Kane began mass replication of X, but his process was imperfect. Many of these Reploid robots went maverick and embroiled the world in centuries-long warfare.
Despite being a pacifist,
Was
X
that
felt
urine?
obliged to step in and help. His
Got crushed
go-to
and
is
pissed
an
all over
X-Buster,
himself.
which can fire off single shots of condensed solar energy, or charge up several times over for even more power.
He also carries his partner Zero's Z-Saber, a beam sword that can reflect projectiles.
See, I
and
didn't
cut
get
through
in Mega
nearly
Man
everything.
lore like that. I
But he
didn't think
wouldn't
they
be a
were
true
all
Mega
different
Man
Mega
without the
Mans.
ability to scan and copy other robots' weaponry.
He has copied countless elemental weapons that control fire, lightning, wind, water, and
Wind.
ice, as well as bombs, missiles, mines, drones, lasers, and force fields.
He can shoot out black holes, turn invincible for a short time, and create a clone of himself, which I really wish I could do.
I wish
He
I
can
could do that
stop
too.
time and even resist similar effects when other robots try their own time stoppers.
But when he gets serious, he
When
breaks
he
out
gets
his ultimate
pissed
armor.
off.
It doubles his durability, gives him unlimited ammo, allows him to fly and attack with the Nova Strike move, and teaches him some super-powered moves like the Hadouken and Shoryuken. Yeah, turns out Dr. Light was a fan of Street Fighter.
But possibly his greatest ability is what the X in his name refers to. The X factor that is his limitless evolutionary potential.
Which is your typical anime bullshit. Powered by
course.
love or friendship or
Good
puppies
love
or
of-
whatever, X has completely regenerated from near death and even reformed his whole body in only a few seconds from just his metal core.
I don't know, they
With
do
all
that
his
same
immense
shit in
power,
comic books
X
too.
has defeated dozens of Mavericks, including the General. The General once tanked a planet-destroying laser, the energy of which would require 57 quadrillion megatons of TNT.
Quadrillion?
He could move fast enough to dodge Optic Sunflower's light-speed lasers and survive channeling enough energy through his body to annihilate all of Japan.
After years of fighting, he managed to destroy his arch enemy, the Sigma virus, with his most powerful weapon yet, the Mother Elf, aka the latest thing to join our Hall of Fame of terrible, terrible names for awesome stuff.
The Mother Elf is like a living antivirus software that can heal X's wounds, increase his power, and completely rewrite a Reploid's code, giving him complete control over cybernetic beings. That's how he defeated the Sigma virus, by erasing it from every Reploid in the world all at once.
And the day was finally saved. Well, until the Mother Elf was corrupted and the biggest war
course.
ever broke out all over again. But for the ultimate peacekeeper, X sure spent a lot of time kicking ass.
As long as there's hope, we can change the future.
Thousands of years later, the world was consumed by a great flood. Humanity
Oh, this is
was all but
Legends.
extinct.
Yeah.
The world got so shitty, the man in the sky himself had to step in and flush that thing.
The man
All that
in
remained on the planet was a race of artificial life forms known as carbons. But some of humanity survived in the orbital space station, the Elysium. This station housed the Master System, a computer program designed to control the carbons population on Earth.
Once you get the
But
hang of
over
that
time,
game, it's
all
actually
the humans
pretty
on
fun.
board died, except for one, the Master, and his assistant, a carbon known as Mega Man Trigger.
Since the Carbons were basically the only humanoid life forms left in this super sad world, this last human figured they deserved free reign of the planet. So he told Trigger to destroy the Master System. Though I'm pretty sure Nintendo already did that.
Despite being a purifier unit designed to protect the Master System, Trigger obeyed.
But thanks to this chick Sarah, he got his robo-butt whooped hard, lost all his memories, and got turned into a baby.
Sealed away for years, he was
Turned
eventually
into a
discovered
baby.
by carbon diggers who named him Volnut. And thus began his journey to stop the Master System, battle pirates, and trigger his lost memories. See what I did there?
Wiz, gotta talk about something you said there. Why did they name him Volnut? What a dumb name! The only thing dumber than that name was that stupid pun that you made. Well, to save the day, Volnut has surprise,
Why is he running,
surprise, the
shooting,
Mega
and
Buster,
laughing?
and he can switch out his right arm for a bunch of special weapons like a machine gun, a spread gun, homing missiles, grenades, mines, a sword, a reflector shield, and his most powerful weapon of all, the shining laser. It's a laser that shines like A lot. It's good.
He wears armor which lets him hover for extra speed, and also shields that can make him briefly invulnerable and invincible.
That's it? No stopping time or farting black holes out of his butt? I guess it's not that bad.
Well, most of these weapons pull from the same energy source rather than separate pools, and they each need to be swapped out manually.
Yep. Starting to think we found Diet Mega Man.
Don't underestimate him. Volnut is a charming hero with a lot of power. He can lift 9.5 tons
strong.
from blocks, move fast enough to evade meteors, which re-enter Earth's atmosphere at Mach 33, and even tank them head-on. That's a kinetic energy equivalent to 38 tons of TNT. He's defeated scores of giant mechs and even Sarah in a rematch for the ages. All in a day's work for Mega Man Volnut.
Don't worry, Yuna.
Why?
I know Royle. She'll come looking for us, no matter what happens.
Whoa. Don't try and pull that happily ever after crap. Humanity went extinct, the planet is flooded, and the last Mega Man is stuck in space forever because Legends 3 is never gonna happen. That peaceful future Dr. Light fought so hard for turned out to be total bullshit. And if you think about it, it's all his fault. Love and peace are lies, God is dead, and we're all totally...
Maybe in this timeline, but luckily, there is another. Let's go all the way back to the year 20XX. Imagine,
20XX.
instead of revolutionizing science with robotics, Thomas Light focused on computer sciences and
somewhere
created a
in 100
world dominated
years,
by the
pretty much.
internet and digital AI. Oh, and his name was also Tadashi Hikaru.
Oh, great. The AI Overlord timeline. Hey, Siri, please don't kill everyone and take over the world.
I didn't catch that boomstick.
Oh God, it's already happening!
Ahem. The internet infrastructure Hikari worked on was so complex, it became its own separate universe known as the cyber world. This unpredictable digital universe was managed by sentient computer programs called NetNavies.
Reminds me of those digital Pokemon. What are those
Digimon?
called again?
Hikari had a grandson named Lan. Yes, that's really his name. And Lan had one of the best
But
NetNavies
yes, that's really
around,
his name. Afraid of
Megaman.exe.
ghosts.
Together, they became the most successful virus-busting duo in both the real and cyber worlds, and saved both countless times.
EXE can shoot foes down with his regular or charge shots with his, yes, you guessed it, Mega Buster. He can fly with his Mega
Well,
Booster.
he wouldn't be
and
Mega
cook
Man if he
the
didn't have
shit
a
out of
Mega
Thanksgiving Day turkey with his Mega Baster. Okay, maybe he doesn't have that last one.
His true strength, however, lies in Lan's enormous collection of battle chips, which contain a variety of different weapons and tools for EXE to use. He has over 1,500
I
of these.
remember
You know
this.
the drill by now. He's got cannons, shotguns, spread guns, mini bombs, big bombs, time bombs, shockwaves, earthquakes, meteor swords, kunai
Earthquakes.
boomerangs, and an incredibly deadly yo-yo.
That doesn't even scratch the surface. He can create black
Jeez.
holes, move objects with telekinesis, turn intangible and invisible, dispel force fields, resist having his data assimilated,
Sound like
uninstall
he might
customized
win.
programs and
Shit.
weapons data in enemies, and use Gigafreeze to put programs and even the whole internet in stasis.
That why my internet went
Jeez.
down last night? I might have to break out boomstick.exe and kick his ass. How do I Alt F4 this little bastard?
Good luck getting past EXE's defenses. His dark aura is a barrier so tough, it could survive the end of the entire cyber world. And since EXE is a digital program, not an organic being, he survived being impaled, losing limbs, and even being blown to bits before pulling himself back together.
Wait a minute, if he's just a program like you said, can he even fight in the real world like other super fighting robots?
He's done so before. He can enter the real world through special dimensional areas, or through sheer power output alone. He can even merge body and mind with Lan using full synchronization, a technique only possible if both beings have a strong mental bond.
Fusion ha! Well, turns out EXE and Lan are super close because, plot twist, EXE is Lan's stillborn dead baby brother turned into a computer
Jesus
program.
Christ.
Wow.
Well, when they bond perfectly, they enter hub form, a state powerful enough to defeat Nebula Gray and the Dark Galaxy universe with just a wave of his hand.
EXE is tough enough to survive a planet-sized Psybeast exploding. That's a blast worth over 14 septillion megatons of TNT.
He's quick enough to search practically the entire cyber world in less than a minute, and powerful enough to absorb
This
and
seeming
recreate
like this
the same
motherfucker's gonna
cyber
win.
world in a single move. And after all of that, Lan retired from virus busting to become a scientist whose research would play a part in the next generation of Mega Man.
Like
Pretty
he's a
impressive for a
kid.
guy who spends all his time jacking off. I'm sorry, Wiz. We had to work that in.
I like
I
how he's a
understand.
kid. I retired from something. Like you do something so well that you retire from it as a child.
200 years later, the world had yet again progressed,
Wait a minute.
this time with the advent and proliferation
Damn, it's
of
another
electromagnetic, or EM,
I
wave
forgot.
technology, which is a fancy way of saying they
was-
switched their main resource from internet cyberspace to basic radio waves.
Well, at least radio waves will never try to take over the world and commit genocide.
Oh, you say that now. This is Geo Stellar, the son of astronaut Kelvin Stellar. Okay, first Lan, now Kelvin. These names are killing me. But anyway,
Kelvin.
Kelvin got lost in space after being attacked and captured by a race of aliens made of electromagnetic waves known
What,
as
xenomorph?
FMians. Like
Queen?
FM radio aliens. FMians.
Luckily for Kelvin, he made friends with an EM alien kitty thing named Omega Zis, who tried to help him escape by zapping him into radio waves. It wasn't the best idea ever, but eventually Omega
Wanted
and
the
Geo met
stars
up and
forever.
merged together to become Star Force Mega Man.
And with this transformation, Geo acquired and amplified all of Omega's EM powers. Namely, as a being composed of EM waves, he's effectively invisible and intangible.
All these fucking kids.
We're EM waves, remember?
Though the latter usually requires conscious thought to activate. He can also fly, teleport, survive in space, turn living beings into EM waves, and manipulate data itself to control other machines from the inside out.
Remember when Mega Man used to just be a cute little robot? Now he's a radio alien cat fusion thing. Well, at least he still has the Mega Buster, which does exactly what it did the last 4 times. Moving on.
Actually, this Mega Buster is a bit different. Not only does it charge automatically when not in use, it can be modified with different wizard equips, no relation, to change its power, speed, and status effects.
It would have been a lot better if it had boomstick equips.
Well, I'm sure there's something boomstick related in Geo's nearly 600 battle cards, which provides Star Force Mega Man with numerous special weapons.
He's got
Battle
guns,
cards.
swords, hammers, axes, scythes, bombs, missiles, lasers, meteors, shockwaves, a crap ton of elemental attacks, and when all else fails, he can just use his bare hands.
He can paralyze foes, drain their health, summon black holes, turn invincible, heal wounds, create force fields, summon other EM beings for special attacks, and control noise.
Control noise? So like, when my neighbor plays music really loud, he can just turn it off with his mind?
No, but I thought you lived in a trailer in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, man. Animals are getting smarter.
Right. Noise is
That a
excess energy
squirrel's
created
tail
by
out there,
EM
bud?
beings, kind of like static. When utilized properly, it can cause machinery malfunction similar to an EMP, drive EM beings insane, and, if he absorbs enough of it, allow Geo and Omega to change into even more powerful forms.
His greatest form is Red Joker, which can fire the Red Gaia Erasure, a huge laser that'll reduce your body to EM particles and shoot them across the atmosphere.
While you're still conscious.
Talk about one hell of a way to
Jeez.
go.
With all these powers and more, Geo and Omega have the resume to match. They've defeated dozens of enemies, including
I think I'm gonna
Sirius,
still go with Mega
We got
Man
her.
EXE.
who was powerful enough to move a black hole hundreds of millions of miles in a single day. The black hole in question was
Oh, shit.
Sagittarius A, which has a mass 4 million times greater than the Sun. Factoring in its mass and the speed it traveled, we can get a kinetic energy of 4.6 decillion megatons of TNT, enough to obliterate a solar system.
Then Star Force survived inside of that black hole like it was nothing. And since he's made of radio waves, he's as fast as light.
Though some other EM beings were able to fly from the center of the Milky Way galaxy to Earth in only 3 days. That's over 3 million times the speed of light.
Star Force even fought EXE once. He technically lost, but he was just holding back to make sure he didn't Marty McFly the future away.
But of all his accomplishments, his greatest feat was one that no other Mega Man up until that point had achieved. This world, and this timeline, actually turned out pretty great. All thanks to Star Force Mega Man.
So he's the best. He actually saved the day. Really, just dump them there. Yeah, just start fighting. Don't ask any questions. Oh. Yeah, he punched him in the back. What was that, X? Oh shit. That's the one I picked and he the first one injured. Yeah, he fucked him up, the original. Oh. Fucked him up too. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, he can't do any of this shit. Yeah, that's probably why it was a mistake doing this shit. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. So it's EX and that sound one, whatever. Oh, he came back. X came back. Jeez. Was he in him? Oh boy. Shit. EX win?
Whoa! I was sure X or Star Force had this one in the bag.
Surprisingly, this battle's victor was fairly clear-cut. While the original 3 Mega Men had many impressive feats, they were all outclassed by EXE and Star Force's cosmic-level feats.
And poor Walnut
He
couldn't
couldn't
keep
do
up
shit.
with any of them. Even Classic had a leg up with his huge variety of weapons, but his limited ammunition meant he would never last too long. Plus, X was designed to surpass him in every way.
X's Mother Elf may have rewritten the code of the Reploids in his time, but both EXE and Star Force were much more powerful data beings who have resisted similar rewriting before. In particular, Star Force's noise manipulation gave him a huge advantage over the Mother Elf, which we know to be fairly vulnerable to corruption.
But I know what you're thinking. Star Force is 200 years ahead of EXE. Shouldn't his tech be way better? He even held back in their cannon fight. That's, to clarify, a canon in the story, not they were both using their cannons.
True, but so did EXE. Neither were fighting at their full potential, as made evident by their other feats. At best, Star Force may move 3 million times the speed of light, but EXE was fast enough to search the whole cyberworld universe in a brief period of time, and powerful enough to later destroy it in its entirety.
And the cyber world isn't just a hard drive with some gigabytes. It's a universe with stars and galaxies and the whole shebang.
To clock EXE's speed, we first need to find the volume of EXE's field of view compared to the volume of the observable universe. With that, we can determine the number of passes EXE made across its diameter in order to search everywhere. While the manga doesn't give an exact time frame, the situation EXE is in is dire.
Of course they
His
don't, because they
ally,
don't know.
Base.exe is on death's door. So Mega Man's solution is to zoom around the universe as fast as possible until he happens upon some tool or weapon that can help.
That
Yeah.
doesn't sound like
Yeah,
it
it
should
doesn't.
work. But it does.
Of course it
If he
does, he's
couldn't
the
have been
hero.
gone for more than a minute, her base would have been done for.
So with that in mind, EXE must have been traveling over 3 novemdecillion times the speed of light. That's 60 zeros long.
Wiz, I'm pretty sure we just set a new record for highest number ever on this show.
You know, I think
He
so.
said
And it also
novemdecillion?
goes without saying that while Star
What
Force's
the fuck
solar
you
system
say?
level black hole feat was impressive, EXE destroying an entire universe is far superior. About 200 quintillion times more, if you're curious.
Don't forget that EXE's arsenal of battle chips is much larger than
I wonder,
Geo's
did they get a
collection of battle
mathematician
cards.
to do
Also,
this
EXE
work for
could have
them?
just used chips
Well,
like
one of them
Burning Stone,
actually
Interrupt,
that's
and
smart
Catcher
to
to
just
disable
do the
all
math.
other Mega Man's weapons and programs whenever he wanted.
I guess you got a
Well,
calculator.
except for
What,
Volnut,
I mean,
ironically,
what
because
calculator?
his
Because
weapons were
usually
manual
they.
rather than programmed.
Well, I could do it on my
All the
scientific
Mega Men are
calculator.
good at what they do, but at the end of the day, EXE had the speed, power, and the tools needed to be the best super fighting robot.
This battle totally rocked. Man,
The winner is megaman.exe. Hey, thanks for watching this episode. If you want the battle music for yourself, you can get it by clicking the link below.
Or you can check out exclusive commentary on this episode or another video by clicking right over there.
Oh, it's Black Widow. Oh, and Widowmaker. Okay. I don't play. Wow, I just forgot the name of that game. Wow, I forgot the name of that game. It was. I was just about to say it, and my mind was like, "Nope, you're not about to say it." Overwatch. Yeah. Yeah, but that was pretty good, and I was right. Just listening to them, I was like, that sounds like Mega Man EXE was gonna win, and he did. Like at first I thought he might lose, but he was the first one to get injured, but in the end he pulled it out, and I win. He won my money. Anyway, what y'all think of it? Did you pick the right winner? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.